Hey guys, it is Holy Basil back with another video. Back between the rack, as I usually say. Sheiky Baby reminded me that I didn't say it in the last video. Gotta say it, it's becoming a trademark. So I kind of clickbaited you in the thumbnail.
Got him! Got him!
Thanks for clicking on it, by the way. But that was a picture of Casey Kelly, young strapping lad from North Carolina who has a killer physique.
So this is my physique at 6 feet tall at about 173 pounds.
He's most likely natural. I can't prove anything, but I think he is. Casey says numerous times that there's nothing special about him. He's just consistent and hardworking. I don't know if that is entirely true. My theory is that if you don't respond well to weightlifting within the first 6 months to a year, the odds of you being an elite bodybuilder or powerlifter are very low.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
That is not to black pill you and say it's all doom and gloom, don't try, because of course if you commit time to something, you will succeed. That's kind of like the 10,000 hours theory by Malcolm Gladwell. You put 10,000 hours towards something, the odds are that you're going to be pretty good at it, whether you're a prodigy like Justin Bieber to music,
I need you, blue. Gotta see you, blue.
or Ronnie Coleman to working out.
I was born with the genetics, which is something that's genetics is God-given talent.
There's just some people that you can tell at a ripe age that they're going to be successful, that their structure and specific for bodybuilding is going to be perfect. This kid, Casey Kelly's waist is almost non-existent, or either his rib cage flares out so much that it makes him look like a superhero. It's absolutely nuts. I don't know what the dude's pant size, his inseam, whatever it is. It just looks absolutely freaky. It makes him look even bigger than he actually is. I saw in a video not too long ago that his arm measurement was 16.5 inches. Now I got my arms to over 17 inches on this last bulk, and did I look as aesthetic as this kid? Absolutely not. Now, the dude is light. He's in the 170s normally, and he gets very lean. So of course his body fat is low, but man, his waist is so narrow and tight, it's absolutely crazy. So not to knock hard effort, there's just some people that are gonna have a knack for bodybuilding. Structure's different. Same thing's gonna go for weightlifting or powerlifting. People are going to have genetic advantages with leverages or strength in general that behoove them. Some people will bench 225 in less than a year. It took me over a year to get to 225. Of course, like I said earlier, if you devote enough time and effort to something, you will improve at it, but it might be at a less rate than the genetically gifted person that puts the hard work and effort in. For example, Zach T-Lander. The dude's leverages are not good for weightlifting, yet I think he was pretty successful, did pretty well for himself. Can you imagine if he had amazing genetics, wasn't as tall, had a better frame for it? He would have been freaky, no doubt. Don't just think about giving up, because there are people out there that are genetically gifted that take it for granted and either don't work out or are kind of lazy with things. And I would much more respect a physique or strength base, whatever it might be, coming from a weaker background that put in the hard work and consistency, even if it never looked as good as the other person's physique. And I would be proud of my physique in the future, having what I deem not as good genetics for strength and bodybuilding. Now within bodybuilding, of course you can manipulate some variables. If you have a wide waist, all is not in vanity.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
If you get your arms bigger, your waist is going to look smaller. If you get your back bigger, your waist is going to look smaller, of course. It's just a very time-consuming process, especially naturally done. There's so many things that you can do to change that. So all is not lost if you don't feel like you have the genetic structure for it. Definitely don't give up.
Never give up, never surrender.
Oh, shut up. And the good news is that if you've been training, even if you have bad genetics, quote unquote, you're still gonna look better than the majority of men who don't train, which I still think is a total win. The average guy at the office or wherever you work is not going to be looking like Chris Bumstead. Physique inflation's real, and you look better than you think you look if you lift weights consistently. Did you have those classmates or friends in grade school that just had shredded six packs at the age of 0? I sure did, and it was super annoying. Kids that had just these non-existent waists that made their shoulders look huge. You think Dwight Howard got huge shoulders from playing basketball? I don't think so. Was he a bodybuilder? No. The dude had blessed genetics and probably would have done well in bodybuilding. Work the best with what you're given, and that's going to be what's best for longevity in the long run. Muscle building is a very slow process, especially done naturally. So even though you are not that guy,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
it is okay. You are the best version of you, and you can still push yourself to your limits. See what you look like in a lifetime, not 1 year. You at 50 is going to be amazing. If you dedicate 20 years, 30 years to lifting, you're going to be surprised at what your potential is. God made each one of us different, with different talents, different strengths, and different weaknesses. So it's okay if your journey doesn't look like the same exact journey as Chris Bumstead, who I don't think that we have to argue had good genetics, combined with good work ethic and of course lots of drugs, was able to make something so awesome of a career. It reminds me of the book of Samuel when David is going to fight Goliath and they try and give him this armor that's too big. And he says, no, that's going to weigh me down. I'm going to do things my own way. Everybody wants you to do it their own way because, hey, that worked for me. But sometimes you got to do things your way because you are different. And your journey is not going to look like every other person's journey. Your progression is not going to look like everyone else's. One, it's not linear. Two, there's so many variables at play with life and kids. The odds are you're not a professional fitness influencer with time to meal plan, sleep 8 hours, have perfect recovery, train every day, whatever it might be. If you're anything like me, you're married, kid, multiple kids, work 12-hour shifts. Sometimes you're tired. Sometimes you have to miss training. It's okay. These aren't excuses. They're just life adaptations. You are the guy. You are the guy in charge of your life. And how good that you look, well, that variable is in your court. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Drop some support down below, and I'll see you on the next one.